This is Reality Dispatch, written by Jim Mintz.
The lights were hot and they blinded his eyes. He was surprised that he could not make out the crowd from the tiny platform at the back of the dingy underground basement. From the back of the room, it had all looked too easy. But now that he was up there, it was a different story. His name had just been announced to some generic, non-reputational fanfare, and he approached the mic a little too eagerly. His teeth clanged on the metal frame, and the impact made a hiss that escalated into a sharp feedback loop, causing the audience to audibly moan in disgust. It was off to a bad start. His first time at stand-up, he felt the eyes of the owner on him, the shot that was promised after all the pleading for recognition he had given him. A friend of a friend who was married to his sister-in-law. He would be in town for one night only. Quick, he's here now. Now's the time to make your pitch. All right, kid, I'll give you 15 minutes. Here he was. 15 minutes, 10 of which he was bombing. Don't you just hate escalators? He began. He waited, but there were no takers, a fisherman with a line dangling in the vast ocean. Not so much escalators, but escalator etiquette. You know those people who ride these fucking things and they take up the entire step. It's like, get the fuck out of the way. It's a set of stairs. You still have to walk, motherfucker. Someone chuckled. It sounded like a woman. She was possibly half drunk already and ready for a good time. He had nabbed her at least. When you go to the gym, do you sit on the exercise bikes with your feet lifted off the pedals and let the fucking e-wheels do the workout for you? No. So move your fucking ass out of the way. Some people have places to be. Am I right? He pounded the stage, walking up and down. He had rhythm and flow. All those hours in front of the mirror of his studio apartment that he was evicted from 3 months earlier. No money for Netflix. Hell, no money for food, let alone internet. All he had was the mirror, and he used it to perfect his craft. Now was his shot. One taker. God damn it. This would be harder than he thought. He dug down deep into the vault. It's like those fuckers who order a coffee at Starbucks and they know the cashier. You know what I'm talking about, right? They order their mega jumbo vanilla God knows what. Then they realize they went to school with the order taker and it's like, oh my God, how the hell have you been? What have you been doing with your life? Did you see Kelvin last spring? He's lost so much weight. Meanwhile, there's a line as long as an elephant's dick growing around the block and getting longer with every passing moment you're spitting out your time-wasting shit. Move on, motherfucker. He held the last line longer than anticipated, his throat going hoarse, his face red, his veins bulging. He was giving everything he had. A few laughs. People were appreciative. Not much, but enough to get a clap. Not a total bomb, not an eruption either. Please give it up for Freddie Falco, the announcer read off a sheet that acted as his direction card. All right, next up is a funny kid from Queens. Give it up for Tony Hazamopoulos. The crowd roared. Freddie shifted in his skin as he reclaimed his place at the back of the club. Had they been that vocal for him? Did he just not hear it from up there? Were the lights so bright they acted as a buffer between the true state of the audience and the perception that was the stage? Maybe he hadn't been as bad as he thought. What's up, my beautiful people? Tony, the next guy, began. There were whoops and requests. They knew him. They were waiting for him. It was clear to Freddie this was not how he had been received during his set. So there was this trans lady, or man, who brushed past me in the supermarket today, he began. The place erupted. Whoops, sorry, you're not allowed to say that anymore. I should use a word we're all familiar with. A tranny brushed past me in the supermarket today. They took the bait. He was reeling in a big one. The bastard, Freddie thought. I just happened to be next to the bananas, and I thought to myself. He held the punchline, and the audience sat in giddy anticipation. They were vocal for an ending. They could not wait. They were almost falling over themselves. No, I'm not going to go there, he declared to rapturous applause and thunderous laughs. Freddie scanned the room, his face fixed with an unwipeable frown. He didn't understand. He would never understand. So many non-whites walking the streets these days from all walks of life makes me sick, Tony began again. They cheered immediately. He didn't bother with a punchline. Freddie wondered if he even had one. His set finished, and the hero of the night descended the stairs to a sea of eager fans waiting with merchandise for signing. None of which was attributable to Tony, just generic hats, shirts, and autograph books. "We love you, Tony. Came all the way from Silver City to be here tonight," one woman declared. "I'm so sorry to hear that," he replied, signing her book. She laughed and stroked his arm. Freddie approached when the crowds dwindled. "Hey man, nice set," Tony said with a nod. "Yeah, thanks, you too. Listen, I don't get it," Freddie said. "You don't get what?" "Your set, I don't get it. What was funny about it?" Tony stood erect. He searched the room for support with his eyes while his body was fixed in embarrassed stillness. "What the fuck you talking about, dude?" Tony said. "I'm talking about your set. There were no jokes, just this down-punching bullshit. Yet people were blasting their asses off laughing. Why is that?" "Whatever, dude," Tony declared as he turned his back. Freddie followed a young fan up the stairs as he exited the club for the night. The owner was there to greet them as they left. He held out a hand to Freddie. "Listen, kid, you were good tonight. Not great, but good. Don't let it get to your head. I'd love to give you another shot, but I heard there was a problem with you and some of the other comics. Listen, it's a small town and people talk. I can't have my club on a shit list because I let problem comics on the bill. Capish? You'll have to cut your teeth elsewhere, but I wish you all the luck in the world," he said with an especially long shake of his hand. "Look, Vito, I appreciate it. I thank you for the opportunity. Really, I do. But maybe comedy isn't for me anyway," Freddie said. "Ah, don't be so hard on yourself, kid. It's hard for everyone on the first night. You gotta stick at it to get good. Just get good someplace else first, you hear me? Look, I appreciate that. Truly I do, and maybe I will. It's just that guy who went on after me, Tony, he didn't even tell any jokes. He just made fun of gays, blacks, and trans people, and the people loved him for it. They were jumping out of their chairs," Freddie said. "That's the scene, kid. It ain't about jokes no more. It's about punching down," Vito said. "Yes, that's what I was telling him," Freddie said. He was punching down his whole set. No jokes. "Listen, I ain't a comedian. I'm a businessman. I gotta cater to my audience. They are my boss at the end of the day. And at the end of this day, they want to hear shit about people they don't like. So I gotta give them what they want so that when they come back again next week, they know what to expect and they pay handsomely for it. Capish?" Freddie began to understand what the uphill battle ahead would look like. "The scene doesn't want someone like me," he said. "Maybe 10, 15 years ago, but not now." Vito raised his hands in defeat. "What do you want me to tell you, kid? Times are changing." He held out his hand for one final shake. The kid took it with both hands. "Thanks for the opportunity," he said. "Hey, at least you gave it a shot. Most people don't get that far," Vito said. He went back inside the club and Freddie walked off into the cold night and the wet asphalt. He thought about his set, the routines he had prepared, and quickly forgot them as he craved the warmth of his childhood bed.
For more stories of fact-based fiction, head to jimmins.substack.com.